In a recent video in which I compare Cerberus to Fenrir, it being sort of like a dual reference to both Greek and Norse mythology at the same time, I mentioned that Saint Somers of House Shepherd of the Holy Knights could be some sort of cat fruit user, perhaps a mythical cat fruit user, as we have not had one in the series so far. What is interesting about this too that I forgot to mention is that at the time of his reveal in the cover story of that same chapter, we know that Who's Who is the current antagonist of the Yamato cover story, as he has captured Oti in page 1. What is interesting about this too is that Who's Who was the first ancient cat fruit user in the series. With that being said, thinking back to the CP9 agents through Who's Who, we discover that there were 2 of them with cat animal motifs, one being Kumadori and the other being Rob Lucci, with Lucci being the leopard and Kumadori being the lion. With that being said, I think Saint Somers, most likely, if he does have a cat fruit, that fruit is going to be some sort of lion related power. However, it cannot be the base lion ability, because that most likely is being used by Iscat, Rhodes' cat, who most likely has the cat fruit model lion. With that being said, there are some other lion creatures in the One Piece world. However, due to them traditionally being mythical creatures, but being just regular animals in the One Piece world, I doubt that Somers has these. Those would be a fruit with the power of a manticore, which is just a human-faced lion that we do see in Impel Down, specifically level 2, and one of them escaped Impel Down due to Blackbeard and is now trapped in Mont Dora's book in Totland. Then we have the Sphinx, native to Sphinx Island. We also see one in Impel Down level 2, and it looks like a bigger version of the Manicores, but it is dark in color, has a white mane, and then has a very weird feathered-like back. So the Sphinx and the Manicores are just normal animals in the One Piece world. However, looking at the mythical zones that we have so far, we do have a horse fruit model Pegasus. Why is this important? It's important because in Greek myth, there existed a guy called Bellerophon. Bellerophon was responsible for taming the Pegasus. He then is also known for fighting a beast known as a chimera. And there we have the possible ability for Saint Somers, because a chimera in Greek myth is a lion-bodied creature with the head of a lion, another head, there's a goat, and then a tail that looks like a snake, meaning a full snake, not like the back end of a snake, but a full snake's head. So with that being said, and seeing as how we have been introduced now, I guess you could say several times, to multi-headed Zoan fruit abilities, once in Orochi's Yamato no Orochi, and now in the Cerberus sword that has eaten supposedly the dog fruit model Cerberus, I could believe potentially that Saint Somers has the Chimera fruit, putting him on par with Saint Shamrock thematically, as they would both be in possession of a power of a 3-headed Greek mythological creature. This could also, in a very roundabout way, be a very cheeky reference back to Shepherd Jupiter, because Shepherd Jupiter can turn into a worm-like creature. So they both have this very vague serpentine theme going on if Saint Somers has such an ability. And I think this ability would just be called the cat fruit model chimera, because the main body of the creature is a cat technically, as it's been depicted. And we have not seen a chimera so far. The reason why I'm choosing this as well, because one, we already have Stronger, who has eaten the Pegasus fruit. So it would make sense for you to have the sort of, I guess, main antagonist of a fruit that already exists. And two, thanks to Killingham, we know that chimeric creatures can exist because a Quillen is often depicted being a mishmash of different animal parts, or a Kirin, I should say. And seeing as how they are summoned together, I could see them both having very similar abilities or similar motifs like Lucy and Kumadori, but being very different because the Chimera could breathe fire, which would be very interesting because there aren't that many fire breathing abilities in One Piece. We do have Cerberus seemingly having a relationship with fire, but I could see this being a fire breathing creature as well. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What?